Welcome to the Webclass Alignment Project. This is an important project we'll be using to help bring our Webclass shells to the next level of effectiveness for our students and faculty. Each of you will be working on shells from your own colleges, and we will all benefit from your efforts. I'm going to walk you through these first steps that we need to accomplish in order to complete the punch list for each master shell. This will be a first adjustment of content from our initial skeletal structure. You'll be bringing the shells into a standard layout, adding in placeholders, and loading in some of the new required elements. One of the most important of these is entering assignment placeholders in order to actively align the online gradebook with the course's approved syllabus. For this cycle of the project, you'll be entering placeholders for each of the major activities and resources in the master shells. In addition to this, you'll be creating a new course data label, modifying the syllabus link to make it easier for future updates, moving the end of course survey to the correct location, and, as I mentioned earlier, aligning the gradebook. Once this first cycle is completed, we'll be gathering up publisher materials, modifying and loading their test banks into Webclass course question banks, along with adding any publisher ancillaries such as PowerPoints, video links, and instructor guides. But that's for the next training video. Let's focus on our first phase for now. Here is what most of the current master shells look like. They are basic empty shells with a couple of links and a manual gradebook that Webclass admin created a while back. Typically, these shells are from courses where instructors haven't utilized Webclass in the past. If you see a master course shell that has more material than this, that means an instructor has been developing the companion site for his or her students. In that case, you will simply do a QA to ensure that the course meets our standards in terms of the steps in Phase 1 and that the gradebook aligns with the syllabus. As you see, there are 4 pre-existing items in the shell: news forum, an attendance activity which should either be grayed out or entirely removed, an end-of-course survey, and the course syllabus link. The weeks only have old dates as titles. Click on the course syllabus link to download a copy, as you will be using it later on in your update. When editing this shell, we have to click the Turn Editing On button. You'll notice a number of icons appear that will be common throughout the shell for each activity or resource. The pencil allows you to edit the title, right arrow allows you to indent, a crossed arrow allows you to move the item when you click and hold, the gray gear allows you to update the material, the 2 sheets duplicate the item, the X allows you to delete the item, the I allows students to see the item or hide it from them, and the row finishes with the group and roll buttons, which you will not be using in this phase. If you have indented an item, a left arrow appears, allowing you to push it back toward the margin. Depending on how your system is set up, you will either see 2 different pull-down menus or a single combined menu for selecting activities and resources. While I prefer the simplicity of the 2-menu approach, the single menu is good for starting out, as it allows you to see descriptions of each of the items in the menu. Use the Activity Chooser function in the Course Administration menu to switch back and forth between the 2 options. It's important to note that Webclass menus are context sensitive. The options that appear depend on the page you're viewing and the options that you've set. For instance, if you don't have editing on, you won't see the Activity Chooser option on the menu. Okay, the preliminary tour is over. Time to get to work. The first step is to create a hidden shell data label. This will allow us to easily keep track of changes within the shell itself. Click on the Activity Chooser and select a label under the Resources in the menu that appears. You'll be taken to the Label page and see a blank text box. Add in the boilerplate form that we provide. I recommend just opening the text file in Notepad and then copy and pasting the content into the Webclass text box. Complete the form with the data that you have. You may need to refer to your syllabus to get the effective dates and any available version information. Unless otherwise noted, always use 1.0 as the shell version. Save the label using the button on the bottom of the screen. From the course front page, click on the Label's eye to hide it. If you make any mistakes or need to add information, you can always return and edit using the gray gear icon. The second step on our punch list is to shift the end of course survey to week 10. or week 5 if this is a graduate course. While we're here, check to see if the attendance tool is still in the shell. If so, ensure the eye is poked so that the tool is hidden from students. As of the March 2014 term, we are no longer using that tool. Once you have checked the attendance tool status, click and hold on the crossed arrows associated with the end of course survey. Drag the survey into the final week of class and release the mouse to drop it in place. The third step is to ensure that the syllabus is connected to the course through an alias or link rather than simply being a copied document. This way, changes in the syllabi in OpenKM will be automatically reflected in their associated master course shells each time the Webclass repository is updated. To do so, click on the gray gear icon associated with the course syllabus. On the page that appears, look for a small blue arrow next to the syllabus file. If it exists, then the file is already properly linked and your job is done. If you're not sure, or if there is no arrow, simply delete the syllabus and re-add it using the Add button. Select the Curriculum repository, choose the folder for the correct flavor of class, Net, English, Management, or whatever, and then choose the class itself. Select the syllabus PDF. If there's only a Word document available, choose it, but make note of it and let us know. Ensure that you choose Create an Alias and not Create a Copy. Check to ensure there is a blue arrow indicating the use of an alias. Click Save and return to course, and you're done with this item on the punch list. Next, we have the most detail-oriented and important aspect of this update. You will enter placeholders in the Course Master Shell based on the schedule and the syllabus you downloaded earlier. You may find it helpful to open the syllabus in a separate window so you can refer back and forth or even copy text directly from the syllabus and paste it into the shell if your system has that capability. To prepare the site, you'll want to change out the date titles for each section with the numbered week titles. Click on the gray gear icon to edit the title. You must unclick the box for Use Default Section Name in order to make the text box active. Save changes. You can do all of the weeks now or change each week as you enter it. The choice is yours. The heart of the syllabus for this step is the schedule. We'll be working our way down from week 1 to the final week. It is very easy to get lost in this process, so don't skip around, but work each line item completely before moving to the next. Our basic rule of thumb is that if there are no points assigned to the line item and/or nothing is being turned in, you do not need to make a placeholder, and we'll ignore it. So lectures typically do not have placeholders. Also, do not put a placeholder in for those classes that are offering a single point for first day attendance. This is an old requirement and it's being phased out. If your syllabus still has this listed, we'll take care of it with a manual grade item in the gradebook later. For ELPs, aka homework, that have points assigned, you may need to create 2 different placeholders. The key is when the homework is due. If the homework is due in the same week as it is assigned, you only need to create a single assignment activity. If, on the other hand, homework is announced in one week and due in a later week, you will need to create 2 items, a page resource to describe the homework in the first week, and an assignment activity to collect and grade it in the week that it's due. For example, ELP 1A is announced in week 1, but it's not due until week 4. We create a page resource in week 1 for the details of the assignment and an assignment activity in week 4 to collect the work. When creating the page resource, copy over any data the syllabus has on the assignment as the description. Add in a short sentence that says when this homework is due after the description. When creating the assignment activity, make sure you indicate what week the assignment was given in the assignment's description. That way, a student can refer back to the description of the assignment easily. Make sure you click on the Display Description on Course Page box and leave a 1 or 2 word placeholder in the content area. Be consistent and use a phrase like assignment detail or something similar. At this point in time, it is unlikely that you will find any content regarding assignments in the syllabus. But as we move forward in this process, we will be backfilling these areas with information from instructors. For now, the placeholders will have to suffice. It is important that you use the same syllabus name key for both the page resource and the assignment activity to avoid confusion. Normally, you would put in the points for the assignment and then save it. But what if we forget and just click the Save button? No worries, it's easy to go back and make changes. Use the gray gear icon to return to the assignment, scroll down and click on the Grading link. Select the number of points, in this case 4, for the assignment from the pull-down menu, and then Save again. Continue moving through the syllabus, working line by line, entering in the materials. Again, the rules are: 1. Homework, ELPs, only need an assignment activity created if there is a point value associated with it. 2. If homework is due in a week different than the week it is assigned, you will need to create both a resource page for the ELP description and later an assignment activity to upload the homework file for grading. 3. Activities, such as lectures, that do not have any homework hours or point values do not need placeholders. As you move down the list of items in the syllabus, add each new item at the bottom of the week. If there is a reading assignment for the week, copy that reading assignment into the week's summary block. Just click on the gray gear icon to edit the week's title, as you see here for Lecture 3A. Quizzes and exams, as we see here in Week 4, need to have quiz activities created as placeholders rather than assignment activities. You will not actually be creating a quiz. You're only making a space for the quiz to go into later. Just type in the quiz name. In this unique case, we're showing you there are no points assigned to this particular quiz. Then add in any information about the quiz from the syllabus in the description and click to display it. As we'll see later, the default value for any Webclass quiz is 10 points. We will make changes to that default in just a moment to align the point values in the gradebook with those in the syllabus. Meanwhile, continue through the syllabus, adding in all the remaining placeholders. Once we finish that, we move to the gradebook. We get to the gradebook by clicking on the Grades link under the Course Administration menu on the right. This will open up the gradebook in the default view, Grader Report. But the best view to use to align the gradebook is the Simple view. Use the pull-down to select. Most of the original master shells for courses will have offline activities, gray pencils and boxes, listed for each of the items in the syllabus. We have been replacing those with active placeholders from the front page. As you can see, those items you created are listed at the bottom of the list with blue active links. We must remove the old material to realign the gradebook. If there is an offline activity called First Week Attendance for 1 point in the gradebook and syllabus, just leave that manual grade item alone in the list. Otherwise, click on the gray X's to remove all the old material, one at a time, until only the new blue items remain. Check the point values against the table given in the syllabus below the schedule. Here we see that the quizzes and midterm and final examinations do not have the correct point values. If we try to correct the point values by clicking on the Edit function in the gradebook, we discover that the maximum grade is not editable. To edit the point value of a quiz, we must go back to the placeholder itself. Make sure you save your changes in the gradebook, the button is on the bottom of the screen, before you leave the page or you will lose all your work. Going back to the front page of the course, click on the link to the quiz activity, not on the gray gear editing icon. Click on the Edit Quiz button on the page that appears. Change the maximum grade to the point value desired. In this somewhat unusual case, the quiz is worth no points, so we enter 0 and click Save. For the midterm and the final, we will be entering 20 points each. Don't forget to click the Save button or nothing will be changed. Once the quiz point value has been changed, use the breadcrumbs on the top of the screen to quickly return to the front page and make the changes in the other quizzes. When all the point values have been updated, return to the gradebook using the link on the right. Again, open the simple view and compare the corrected gradebook to the syllabus. Check each line item and its point value along with the type of aggregation. You want the sum of grades. Ensure the two documents match. Note, the two quizzes that we changed to 0 point value no longer appear in the gradebook, even though they're still on the front page. Once the gradebook is aligned with the syllabus, please email us at de@coleman.edu and let us know you've finished that shell. When all of the shells in your college are updated, you'll be done with this phase of the project. In the next phase, we'll be adding in and converting publisher test banks into Webclass question banks and adding in any material that the publisher wishes to share with us, such as PowerPoints or instructor guides. More information on that later, but for now, ensure you review the Employee Webclass course on importing tests into Moodle. Thanks for your support. Please don't hesitate to ask us in Webclass Admin if you have any questions along the way. Good luck.